What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Jossie Sean Asomani, and I'm back at it with another banger video. But we're gonna keep it short, sweet, simple today. I'm gonna just be watching some little educational videos. I mix it up every now and then. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be one of those content creators, one of those people who just watch the same shit and just react to dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna react to some real educational shit sometimes, and it's gonna be y'all choice to choose what y'all see. So, and also I just like doing it on my own time too. Most of the shit I watch Corey Kenshin is about the only YouTuber I watch, or I think he's the only person I'm subscribed to on my music account. But everything else is like business type, like educational stuff. Because YouTube to me is more of a educational platform than just some playing around shit. So yeah. Well, everything on here. Don't buy a dream car until grown man habits get learned to eat. The system over out learning everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that is what I'll be looking at normally.
Mastermind coaching program workshop, I've become the number one student they had, and then eventually.
Getting my beats, hold on. Pretty sure there's no echo on YouTube when I connect to my beat, so let's try this real quick.
Welcome back, fellas, to day 35 of Becoming a Millionaire. I'm just going to get straight into it. Basically what we have been up to with the agency the last couple of days and some of the updates. So basically I've been kind of busy with school. I've been having to do so many assignments and tests. Bro, this last week for me has been terrible in terms of time with school, but that means Matthew is basically more hands-on this week. You know, he's been taking on more of the weight, so Matt has been working a lot of things out on the back end. He's been kind of doing more of the deal closing. Like this week, bro, this week we have got potentially another client coming in from one of the collaborations we've done with another consulting company.
What y'all got going on?
Yeah. Bro, to me, bro, it's like not the struggle, but the beauty of growth and even just trying to do your own thing to me is like amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing other people trying to do that too, even if they don't know what they're doing, or if they're just starting, or if they're professional or not, or if they made it or not, broke or rich, it's still beautiful to see how other people will at least try and put their own stuff out versus just seeing people sit on their phone and do nothing. So it's like that's why I just sit down and listen, even if I don't like, yeah.
I spent over $500,000 on my own business education, and in every single course, mastermind, coaching program, workshop, I've become the number one student they had, and then eventually surpassed the person who taught it. If you're in the game of entrepreneurship, in the game of business, you have to grow in order to get better. And in order to grow, you need to learn. And if you're going to learn, you might as well do it the right way and win. I had someone say this recently to me. They're like, how do you know what programs to buy? How do you know what workshops to go to? How do you know what courses to listen to or what channels to watch in order to learn, right? And they're like, how do you know that it's going to work? And I think that's the question that always gets asked is like, how do you know it's going to work? And I think that fundamentally asking that question shows that it won't work because it is never going to be the thing that works. You are going to be the thing that makes it work. And so when I look back at my history as a student of, and I continue to be a student, but a student of the game of business, the I have yet to have a negative ROI on any purchase that I've made, whether it's tutoring, courses, workshops. And to be fair, I've bought from bad people. I've bought from some scumbags. I've bought from bad teachers, but I have absolutely ROI'd every single purchase that I've made. And so whenever I hear someone say like I bought something and it didn't work, it kind of grinds my gears. And I think I've had it and heard it enough times in the last month or so that I wanted to make this podcast about it. And so this is what I want to kind of zoom out on, is that I want to give you a top-down approach in terms of levels of competence and then a bottom-up approach from a skills perspective. And I think if you combine both of these things together, you will make a lot more money and you will be more successful at the things that you try to learn. And so if you're like trying to learn how to make TikTok ads to start a second, acquisition channel for your business, then this would apply to you. If you're a customer of an agency, then this will apply to you. If you're trying to be a student and just get in the game, then this will apply to you. And so the first thing is understanding the levels of competence. And so at the top, the best and the highest level of competence is something that I will call positive active. All right, so you've got the inclination and you've got active or passive. And so there's 5 levels. All right, so the top is, and the characteristics of somebody who has this belief set is that no one has proven that it cannot be done. And they ask other people to prove to them why they can't do it. And they think, I will be the best student that this person has ever had, no matter what, no matter how incompetent of a teacher they are. I will make it happen. I will win because that's who I am, not who they are. Basically, the idea that we make our success dependent on the quality of the teacher puts the power in their hands rather than ours. And so on the flip side of this, the reason that basically any single program in the world will still be able to get positive reviews of some sort is that no matter what, some percentage of real winners will always go into everything. You just look at the public school system, like more or less a dog shit system, but there are still winners that come out of it. And it's not because of the quality of the teachers, it's because of the mindset of winners, because winners will win. And so the highest level of this is an example of like Elon, where he's like, break it down to physics. He's like, if you can't show me that it's physically impossible based on the laws of physics that we know that it is possible, I'm going to go do it. It's the same concept as Roger Bannister running the first 4-minute mile. Like no one had done it before. And he's like, well, physically, it's not impossible. It's not breaking the laws of physics for me to run a 4-minute mile. And so that is positive active. Now, underneath of that, you've got the second class of competence, which I would consider positive passive. This is all the people who ran the 4-minute mile after Roger Bannister. They're the people who say, okay, he did it, so I can do it. And to be clear, this is still good. There's still winners, absolutely, that can do that. And when I look at the people that I've worked with, customers, employees, anything, I can identify. And these are honestly, these are your A- players. Like they're like, okay, he did it, I can do it. And honestly, that's a great perspective. Like, it's not impossible. I just need to do the same stuff they did. And that's awesome. That's the replicate before you iterate. They're like, I'm going to just do what they did and get what they got. And
for your information, I know it looks like I'm playing around with my camera, not listening, but I'm understanding and hearing everything he's saying well, just messing around with this. And what he's saying, I totally get, because I'm one of those people who I feel like I know that I'm a go-getter, and I know that I did everything I said I was going to do, even if people told me I wasn't going to do it. And you can hear that I'm sure you hear that from a lot of people who are outgoers, but that's just as simple as it is. You just do it. Ain't no thinking about it. Ain't no wondering. Ain't no just do it. Just try it. Just see. Just be human. Like
what Ivy League universities you can get into with a 3.6 GPA.
they got.
The best thing you could do is make life simple, bro. Once you start trying to make shit all complicated and all that extra shit, that's when shit gets but just do it. Let's see.
And that's an awesome perspective. Now, there's 3 more levels to this. And as we go down, some of you will start nodding your heads as either like you are this person or you know someone who's this person. The third level of competence here is what I'll call neutral passive. And so this is somebody who just says, well, it's worked for other people. Let's see if it works for me. So it no longer goes from I will prove to me why I can't make it work. Level 1. Level 2, okay, someone has made it work, therefore I can make it work. 2, let's see if it works. You're passively accepting whatever happenings and you're just open. Now, this is where the majority of people are. This is where most people just sit. They just live their life passively, letting things, quote, happen to them. And they're sometimes mediocre customers for an agency or a vendor. They're mediocre customers for you. This is the person who goes into the gym and is like, we'll see if your program works for me. Like we'll see if it works. Now, underneath of that, you've got level 4. All right, now we're going down. It might work for other people, but it probably won't work for me. This is negative passive. So they're still in the passive seat, but they're negatively inclined. This is the person who half-asses. And I'll give you a story about this that happened recently. So we had a business owner who came out. It was a salon owner. Okay, so hair salon owner. And the guy said, hey, I used your gift card campaign and it didn't work. And I was like, all right, bro. So I just went through it. I was like, did you get a referral from all the people? Did you write the name down he's like, well, I asked them and I told them that they had to use the card on other people, but they came back in trying to use the card for themselves. And I was like, well, that's not the play. He's like, well, I told them that. And I was like, well, obviously you didn't tell them well enough because that's not the play. So, and the thing is let's just stop. I was like, do you want me to take accountability for the fact that the gift card play has worked for so many businesses and just not yours? I was like, do you want me to just say it's my fault? And I was like, would that make you feel better? And he was like, well, no. And I was like, that's what you're coming for. You want me to say that it's my fault? I was like, you didn't do it. You didn't do it right. So you just did something else. And yeah, that something else didn't work because that's not what the program is. That's not how the gift card play works. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's on my YouTube video. It's a whole play. And so eventually I got him to be like, okay, I just didn't do it. I was like, cool. Guess what? Now you can do it again and you can do it right because you know what you messed up. You had to let them know it's for somebody else and you had to get the referral and you had to get the 3-way introduction. Otherwise, they're going to try and use it on themselves, not bring you people in, and you're just giving away services for a discount. That sucks. Don't want to do that. He's like, okay, fine. And so we had a little moment and he got over it. Okay. But that's negative passive. That's like, it might work, but it probably won't work for me. And by the theme, if you want to be the best student ever out of all of Mosey Nation, I have 2 books. They're actually audiobooks that are for free that I have here on this podcast starting at $5.79. It's my $100 million offers and $100 million leads. They have sold over 1 million copies, 26,000 5-star reviews on Amazon if you like hard copies. But if you actually follow the steps, I've got courses on the site that are also free, acquisition.com/training. If you just follow the steps, prove why it will work for you, and it will. Now here's the 5th level. This is the bottom of the barrel. All right, this is your 1-star customers. This is the customer you sign on who just generally sucks at everything. And they take an active role. All right, so this is negative active. I can prove that this will work for everyone but me. I have bad luck. Nothing works out for me in the end. I am the special snowflake that nothing works for. My body is different. Calories don't affect me. I could starve to death and I'm immune to death because I could not eat for years and my body would still hold on to fat because I am special. And so what's interesting about this is some of you guys may be laughing about this right now, but some of you are this person, but you just might not be this person in business. You might be this person with your weight, but you're not this way in business. You might be this way in your marriage, but you're not that way in business. Or you are that way in business and you're not in your marriage. You're like, but you know what? Oh, this way of communicating, it's not going to work for us, not in our relationship. But I'll prove it. I'll go to your fucking sessions. I'll follow your little framework for communicating with my wife or my husband, and I'll prove to you that it won't work because we're so special that nothing works for us. You want to prove it. And what's interesting about this is that because it underpins a whole set of beliefs behind this that your identity is attached to. So it's so much harder to say, listen, I've been fat my whole life and it's my fault. It's so much easier to just not have it be that way. It's so much easier to be like, I've always struggled with women, or our marriage has kind of been on the rock, but that's kind of how it's always been that way, right? And so it's so much more difficult to accept that all of that pain and suffering that you've been through is 100% your fault. And so instead, it's easier to just try and actively prove that it won't work. Now, there's some interesting stuff about number 5. So I actually find number 5 people very, very interesting because they, in my opinion, have the highest potential to jump from 5 all the way to 1. And I've had so many experiences in my life. This is the 1-star becomes the 5-star. This is the person that all of a sudden like something switches. And the thing is they go from negative active. They have the active. They're trying to prove it, but they're proving the wrong thing. They're trying to prove it wrong. But all of a sudden, sometimes if you can get it to swap, they just try to prove it right. and then they become absolute fucking animals. And so I'll tell you a story. So there was a gym owner at Gym Lunch, and he was definitely one of these number 5s, right? He was like, it's not like my gym's in a different market. The people here are different. My weight loss leads are different than everyone else's weight loss leads. My market's different. My zip code's different. The corner that my gym is on is different. But all of a sudden, he'd been on enough calls, and I probably ranted at him or something on some live call, and he was like, "You basically just called me a pussy," and I was like, "Yeah, probably, one way or another." And so he said, "I just decided, what if it did work, and what if I took the same energy that I'm doing to try and prove myself right, and try and prove this system works." And what if I just did everything as though it was going to work and I assumed it was going to work? And so he did that. And he ended up becoming one of the top facilities out of the thousands that we had. And then we ended up hiring him because he completely outsourced his gym, made it profitable, made it make more money using the setup that we had. And the interesting part here, and this is what's crazy, same system, same gift card play, same advertising, same gym model, different approach. Different level of competence, showed up and executed in an entirely different way. I'll give you a different example. I had a lady, this was one of my first probably 50 customers at my gym. Her name was Autumn. So Autumn came in and she had the nothing works for me. I have a special thyroid, whatever. If calories, I could starve myself forever and I'd still live. I defy the laws of physics. And after like 2, 3, 4 weeks, all the people that she had started with started losing weight. And of course, now normally in that level 5, she'd be like, well, that's of course that's what way, because I'm different than them. I'm special. I get my identity from being special. And I just was like, listen, I was like, do you want to be right and fat, or do you want to get skinny? I was like, which one matters more to you, being right or being thin? I was like, I had to have a sit on with her. And I was like, just be real. If being right's more important to you, I was like, then you can be right. I was like, but which one's more important to you, being right or being thin? And she was like, I want to be thin. And I was like, then fucking do this. And so she did. And of course, she lost a bunch of weight. And then she became one of my top clients. And then she started referring everyone. And the thing is that when you see a level 5 turn into a level 1, you're like, oh my God. And the thing is, they become absolute ambassadors, brand champions for you because you help them get over that. And so I say this from a business owner perspective, because don't lose hope on those people. Sometimes you just have to say, do you want to be right, or do you want this outcome? I'm cool either way, but you're the one who has to live with it. And so she decided that she wanted to be thin, which is awesome. And so it's kind of one of those, it's kind of like, it's interesting that in like so Matrix and Star Wars, probably two of my favorite kind of universes of movies. But like Morpheus and Yoda sit in very similar positions in terms of the guide for the main character. And so there's a point in the dojo where Morpheus looks at Neo and he says, stop trying to hit me and hit me. And so the point there is that it's basically the difference between going through the motions, acting as if, versus actually trying to succeed. There's trying to do the things that looks like success versus actually trying to win. So replace stop trying to hit me and hit me with stop trying to win and win. Stop trying to make ads work and make ads work. Stop trying to hire the sales guy and hire the sales guy, right? And so it's the idea that like a no-fail situation where there's absolutely somebody. This is like the founder who says, no one can sell like I can sell. Yeah, no shit, there's people who sell way better than you, right? You just haven't found them yet. Okay, that means that it's possible, so what are you complaining about? You just need to go do more. Stop trying to make your marketing work and make your marketing work. Stop trying to prove yourself right that you're special and win. It's the same reason that Yoda says there is no try. There's only fail or do and not do. And so it's the same concept, because the reason that try is such an insidious concept is because it allows the possibility of failure. It basically says that there is a way that this won't work. But if you fundamentally believe that if, like even at level 2, if someone else can do it, so can I, then there is zero possibility of failure, because if they can do it, I will do it. And obviously the level above that is, even though no one has done it, it is not impossible, and therefore I will. And so that's the top-down approach that I would approach. So I said there's 2 levels of this in terms of thinking through becoming the best student, is that where are you on that pyramid? Are you level 1? Are you level 2, level 3, level 4? And are you in different places in different domains? Are you some way in your fitness life, or some way in your marriage or spouse life, or some way in your business life? And notice how you approach it differently, and then look at the one that you're most successful, because you're probably going to be better, hopefully better at one of those domains than the other, and think about the thought process you have when you approach it, and try and think about using that set of beliefs and systems on the one that you fail at the most. And that has been helpful for me. Now, the question that I always like to ask, because obviously I've been in the education world and I like education a lot, is why do we have unequal outcomes? Why is it that you've got 100 people who start, and you've got one guy who murders it, one guy who tanks, and then you've got all these people in between? And so this is the bottom-up approach in terms of thinking about this, is the number of skills someone has going into an education process, program, whatever, predicts their success. So let me explain. So if you, and this happens all the time. This is I went through 3 different things, and then I did this thing, and then it finally worked. But what you didn't know is that you were building this bridge towards an outcome. And the first thing you did gave you the first 5 bricks. And the second thing you did gave you the second 5 bricks. And the third thing you'd give the next 5 bricks. And then the last thing you did just gave you the one last brick you needed to finish the bridge across from where you are to wherever you wanted to go. But the thing is that we attribute all of the success to the last brick just because it was the most recent, not because it was the most important. It's the same thing as, like, it's kind of weird in the world of like education and business education. It's like, oh man, I used to think this guy was good. Now I learned from this guy. But it's like saying, yeah, my kindergarten teacher taught me simple addition, and then my algebra teacher, wow, he really taught me. That guy who taught me, simple addition's an idiot. It's like, no, he taught you what you needed to get to where you're at now, because skills and education build on themselves. And so you were able to be successful with the algebra teacher because you had the simple arithmetic teacher beforehand. And so we have this weird thing where you get to an advanced level and you think that the person who taught you the basics was somehow wrong. They were just at a different part in your process, in the stage, in building the bridge. And so the reason that some people are successful and you are the last brick, if you're a business owner, for that particular business, is that they were able to assemble all those skills ahead of time. Now, the more skills someone comes in with, and also the more meta skills that someone comes in with, the more likely they are to be successful. And the reason for that is the vaguer the instructions can be. And so, for example, someone can come to me and say, hey, Alex, can you build a nose strip company for me? And I would say, sure, because I have that skill set to build. I have all of them, right? Like, I know how to market, I know how to sell, I know how to get product, I know how to do logistics, all that stuff. They can just say that vague of instructions and I can go do it because I have that skill, right? Now, that stack of skills, rather. The meta skills you have allow you to bridge the gap where things are vague. And the vast majority of education basically has to meet people at some level. Because if you truly start at 0, then it has to be like, here's how a computer works. Here's how a phone works. Here's how you use the internet, right? And of course, most things that you do in education aren't at that level. They're higher up than that. But the thing is that you might be a level 4 of education here, but a level 1 at one of the steps, and then all of a sudden it, quote, doesn't work for you. But it's because you actually have a remedial level of education on that step, and that's where having the meta skill of, like, I mean, as simple as this is, like, shoot, 30% of people can't read good. Like, they're not even literate. And so of course they're gonna have a harder time trying to learn anything because they can't even have the ability to learn, right? And so I think about this, and so if something has failed for you in the past, rather than blaming the thing, blaming the fact that you did not have sufficient skills to make it work. And even in the most counter example where something's absolute dog shit, because it does happen, right? I think you can still learn what not to do. Some of us had phenomenal examples of what not to do in a marriage from our parents. Some of us had exceptional examples of how not to parent from our parents. We've had exceptional examples of how not to boss from our bosses. We've had exceptional examples of how not to deliver a product from a business. And so sometimes it's using inversion thinking of, like, okay, what are all the things that made this horrible? And then do the exact opposite of that. And I think that that's why you can always ROI.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending all over the world.
By every single experience you have, because you can always either benefit from it or benefit from the inverse of it. And I think both, like, if you have such a terrible experience, you're like, new and innovative ways to ruin my experience. Wow, I didn't even know this existed. Well, if I can do the inverse of that, then that still will give me the benefit of learning from this experience. As much as they want.
Like, I understand what he's saying. It's just with me, I've done already started because I want to start somewhere. Like, I wasn't sure, still not completely sure, but I want to start somewhere, and I started, and I'm glad I did. But the thing with me is, or it's not really a problem, but I'm in between entertainment and teaching because I could do both, both extremely well. I could do whatever I want extremely well. And instead of just being in the middle and being stuck on what I should do, I'm just gonna do both because I can do both. I could have like hella entertainment videos, like the little social experiments or whatever shit that y'all be seeing me upload, and then every now and then I'll have the deep videos like this where I'm trying to explain how to do it, and I'm explaining the mental process, I'm explaining this and I'm explaining that, and it's just the educational part. So I'm gonna do both because you see in my channel that's really what it is for real. You know what I'm saying? You got the more about me talk, just yet. Then you got the stuff in between. Then you got the stuff like this, and then my first step and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's what it really is gonna come down to for real. But cool, yeah. Where's that one guy? I was watching this one guy. He was talking to Yemi, spinning some fast. Where he at?
We back with another free game video. Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I know this video a little bit different from the other videos I make, especially considering how my intro is right now, but I felt like I really want to make this video just with ourselves, and once you start being transparent, that's where you'll find growth. But it's a lot of people that walk in the mirror and tell themselves that they're not the problem. You are the problem, and once you fix yourself, you'll be able to fix a lot of stuff that you got going on in the situation around you. I was going through a lot of mental sabotage, bro, and just even looking back at myself in some of these other videos, bro, like, I would do everything but just face my problems myself and tell myself that I'm the problem. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why now, like, I'm pushing to not smoke. I'm pushing to do all of these different things. I've started going to the gym and working out and taking care of my body more. It's just me being transparent with myself and no longer being in denial and telling myself like, oh yeah, man, you got millionaires that smoke. Yeah, you got millionaires that smoke, but I'm not one of them. So with that being said, maybe I need to change my mental or change my outlook on what I got going on, because it's a lot of people that make it my.
Hey, y'all see how that correlate? Y'all gotta like really like, you know what I'm saying? The other guy was literally just watching, was saying the same thing. It's like it's all in your own mental. If you tell yourself something, you can either make excuses or you can either reflect and change. It's one of them. Excuses is literally just the drug of not wanting to change. Excuses is literally just you saying, I don't want to change. That's it. Because you can give excuses or you could just do it. And then that's when everybody has a point where they realize, well, I'm not just going to give excuses. And I feel like I've been realized that a long time ago in an important spot. Now there's still spots where I could give an excuse every now and then in a certain spot like school or something because I don't want to change. But for the things that I do want to control and want to get better at, I will really know that like you want to change, and that's how you can tell. You can if you really want something, bro, like you'll get it. But if you don't want it enough, then you won't get it. If you want something, then at one point it's in a click for you to realize that you have to be the one to change it, not nobody else around you. You can pray to God and God can help you and give you some signs, but at the end of the day, God can't move your bones in your body and physically do what you have to do. God will just help you get there. And that's the key moment right there. That's what the other guy's talking about, and that's what he realized that he had to do, and that's what he did, and that's what I did too. And it's like you have to realize this stuff and build off of it because it's your mental that really like type shit. Go ahead, play this back.
To change my outlook on what I got going on, because it's a lot of people that make excuses for their situation based off things they see other people doing, or you try to make excuses because you don't want to put the blame on yourself. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. One of the biggest things I've did, and I'm glad I did it, was just start taking action and accountability for where I'm fucking up at, and it's allowed me to grow a lot as a person, and it's definitely allowed me to get a lot farther ahead in life. We're not gonna get too stuck on this topic, but if you want.
Nah, he's speaking now.
I don't know where it was where I realized this, bro, but it was at some point during football or something. I think I had a talk with one of my coaches or some shit where I had to realize accountability is like I don't know what point it was, but somewhere in between like my ninth or 10th grade year, I had a talk with somebody because I did some dumb shit, and it's like you can keep on doing that, and you can keep denying it, and you can keep saying this and saying that, but you the one who's making the change, bro. That's all it is. Like you the one who's had to take accountability and make a change. So I don't know.
I
That's
lost
what I was gonna say, but
something along those lines.
Those type of people, bro, take into consideration a lot of the things I said, and if you feel any type of way about what I said, maybe it's something about you that needs to change. The next thing we're gonna talk about is high debt. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When I was 21, there are a lot of things that I wish people would have taught me. There are a lot of things I wish people would have taught me to avoid. I'm gonna teach you the ins and outs of what to avoid and what you need to get into in order to be your best you at 21 years old. Bro, avoid debt. I'm gonna be honest. I talked about this in one of my videos where I talked about getting your dream car. A lot of us don't understand the long-term downfall of getting debt. A lot of us don't understand how it affects you in the long run when you get all of this debt at a young age, bro. So us as young people, bro, we're accumulating debt at a way higher rate than any other generation, but it's because we're living to impress people. We're living to project images. We don't really understand financial freedom. We have no type of financial literacy. So we out this bitch getting 50,000 car loans. We're out here basically like, it's not like we don't know how to use credit, but we don't know how to use it the right way, and we're using it for the wrong reasons. So you have people out here using their credit card, buying their dream car, whatever the case may be. They don't have the money to afford it. They can't really keep up with it. They're not in a position where they're financially free. And now you got your Hellcat, but you driving your Hellcat to Amazon every fucking month and every day, and you're making just enough money paycheck to paycheck to get by and be able to afford this Hellcat, but you'll never have enough money to invest in a business. You'll never have enough money to invest in yourself. You'll never be able to buy a crib, start a mortgage, and all of these different things because you set yourself up early on, putting yourself in debt. So one of the things that I would learn to avoid too, bro, number one, substance abuse. Number two, high debt. Avoid debt by all means necessary, bro, unless it's beneficial debt. If you're not making your debt work for you, and a lot of y'all don't understand how to make your debt work for you, y'all don't understand the ins and outs of credit and how you can use debt in order to become financially free. It's just a lot of people out here just buying cars and material shit.
Nah,
yeah, this is one part I understand. I definitely understand what he's saying. It's the only thing is, which I could do on my own time and learn, is how do you make debt work for you? Like, how do you like use your debt to make more money? I need to learn more about that because that's the only like when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, I'm still a little bit behind because they don't teach you that shit. It's like, bro, if I could spend a whole day learning about the real world, I would. But they, half my day is taken up by some dumbass school bullshit that they be trying to yap about. Then the other half is the stuff that I want to do, which is stuff like this. So I guess yeah, I have no excuses. But anyways, let me get into it. So how to become how to use debt as leverage or to build wealth. Yeah, same thing. Debt can be used to build wealth by purchasing assets that increase in value over time. However, taking on debt can also increase the risk of losses. I'm confused though. Hold on. The only thing I'm confused about is debt can be used to build wealth by purchasing assets. Hold on. I gotta process this. Late at night. Debt can be used because I don't understand debt all the way too though. Like when you're in debt, it just means you owe money. But how could you build wealth if you owe money? How could you like debt can be used to build wealth by purchasing assets? How do you purchase that? Oh, okay. So like, okay, all right. So going in debt can be okay. All right, never mind. I get it. So basically, yeah, that makes sense. So just like how we were talking about the Hellcats, let's say you bought a Hellcat and now you're in debt for the Hellcat, but even though you're in debt for the Hellcat, in the next 5 years you're gonna sell it for more because it's gonna be worth more. You see what I'm saying? And then let's say you sell it for 50K more than what you bought it for, then I guess that would be an example of this. That's just my logical standpoint of what I'm getting out of this. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is saying. So that's what it means by debt can be used to build wealth by purchasing assets to increase in value over time. However, taking on debt can also increase the risk of losses. Okay, so that last sentence part was probably saying it's a risk because if you buy, just an example, if you buy the Hellcat and then the value decreases in the next 5 years and you can't sell it, then you will overall have spended more than what you can get out of. So that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, let's see these parts. Strategies for using debt to build wealth. Let me start this. How do I start this? I don't know, but anyways, debt consolidation. Ooh, shit. Debt consolidation. Combine multiple debts into one loan to reduce interest and fees. Combined. Turn my brightness down. This shit too fucking bright. Combine multiple debts into one loan to reduce interest and fees. Use debt to purchase assets like real estate or education, which can increase in value and generate income. Borrowing to invest. Okay. Debt can. Okay, all right. So I think the borrowing to invest part is the part that I just said, and then let me see the other parts. Credit and arbitrage. Borrow against income, generating assets to create passive income. Don't really understand that one. Convertible debt, a type of financing where loans can be converted into equity shares in a company. Like I get it, but at the same time, I don't know how that would be done because I don't know enough about the other part. The one that the basic one to that like the common basic one seems like the borrowing to invest because they're literally just borrowing money and going in debt and then investing it and then getting more out of it and then you can pay it back and then that makes the most sense. But other stuff like debt consolidation, combine multiple debts into one loan to reduce interest and fees. I think that makes sense. I don't know enough about interest and fees for that to make sense, but I'm pretty sure that makes sense. Okay, so see in hold on, tips for using debt wisely. Keep your debt to income ratio. How to plan to pay off the loan. Have a plan to pay off the loan. Okay, so before you, okay, all right. Consider additional costs like taxes and insurance. Maintain an emergency funds. Pay down high interest debt first. Pay down high interest debt first. Don't know what that means. Maintain an emergency fund makes sense. Consider additional costs like taxes, insurance. Okay, so calculate basically. Have a plan to pay off the loan. That makes sense. Have your debts to income ratio below 30. So all four of them make sense except to pay down high interest. I don't understand that one. But okay, boom. We gotta go back to the video. So just like that, maybe 5-10 minutes. I just educated myself on money just by having a more positive YouTube feed. Like I watch all of these every now and then, and I learn something every time I watch it. Versus me sitting here watching some random ass bullshit just for entertainment. That's so dumb. But I'm living my life. Y'all living yours. I want the choice to be wealthy. This is what I want to do. Y'all have your own choice. No cap. I'm gonna get back into the video.
Not making it no type of asset. It's a liability. It costs you money. It makes you no type of bread. It has no type of income. And that's where a lot of us are messing up at. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with debt, but I'm saying it's wrong with having high debt that you can't really afford, that is not bringing you any income or bringing you any sense of financial freedom. So if you are one of those people, bro, you might need to take a step back. If you're thinking about getting into some form of debt, you might need to.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how much I was paying. Okay, I picked up the car a few months ago, and watch this. Ready? $97 premium. $20 were my fees.
Need to take a step back and think. You get what I'm saying? So to all of those people out there, like I said, bro, 2 things I'm avoiding early on is substance abuse and high debt. Next, we're gonna move into impulsive decisions. I'm gonna be honest. We young, I'm young, we all.
Okay.
Before he starts yapping, I'm gonna get my little yap in first. Impulsive decisions. Now, they could be good and they could be bad. The good version, no, I'm sorry about the bad. The bad version of impulsive decisions, I'm assuming he's gonna say, is just spending, like doing shit before you really know about it, learning about it, spending your money too quick, like getting with the wrong person too fast because you think you're in love. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's basically not giving yourself time to make the right decision for you. That's one thing. That's the bad side. The good side of it is when someone's impulsive and you don't give yourself a lot of time to think, sometimes all you need to do is just start. And a lot of people aren't impulsive enough to just start. But for the people who are impulsive, like a little bit impulsive like me in the good way, then you just do it and then you find your way along that. It's better to be impulsive and at least try to start than to stay stagnant and stay complacent and do nothing. So that's the 2 sides of it. But yeah, let's see what you got to say.
Don't go through this. Nobody's perfect. You're gonna make 1,000 mistakes, good and bad. You're gonna make 1,000 decisions. You're not always going to be in the right mind. You gonna move sometime off of impulse. And if, to the people that don't know what impulse is just moving without thinking. A lot of times we move without thinking, but moving without thinking can come with regret. So what I want to tell y'all folks is, bro, learn not to make impulsive decisions. Learn to take 10-second breaks and think before you do. It's a lot of times where it's people that ended themselves up in unforgettable situations. It could be jail. You could end up in a casket. You could end up in all of these different places because you make decisions without thinking before you move. And I think one of the biggest things I've learned is, like, all of my biggest downfalls has always been moving off of impulse. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have 2 different skills. You have your intuition, which is like your natural instinct, and then you have your brain. Your brain is going to tell you what you want to hear sometimes. Sometimes it's going to tell you what you want to think. That natural instinct, that intuition, that feeling that you get, that is what's trying to save you a lot of times. So if you get that intuition and you don't listen to it, you're probably listening to impulse. So to all those people out there, bro, just take certain time. Just take time to just think before you move. I was a person that could have avoided so many situations as far as like losing females, being impulsive. You know what I'm saying? Fucking up relationships, being impulsive, bro. Even down to just like my downfall with money, like buying stupid shit that I really don't need, being impulsive, bro, moving before you actually think about what you're doing and what the repercussions of your actions are. A lot of us move off of our first mind, not knowing that your first mind will lead you wrong sometimes. So sometimes you have to take a step back and really just be able to think. But the best way to be able to do that is to understand that we are impulsive people, understand that sometimes you're going to make irrational decisions, but knowing that and having that knowledge, you need to know to stop yourself and think before you do, because sometimes you might do before you think and it might be irreversible. So to all those people out there, bro, just make good decisions. Try to think before you move, bro. Play this shit like chess, not checkers. You get what I'm saying? Make every move your best move and think with extra precaution. And you'll be a lot better in life, bro. To all the people that's in jail, bro, free everybody. I don't wish that on anybody, but a lot of people are in jail just off of making impulsive decisions and doing things without thinking first. And you can avoid a lot of different situations, save yourself a lot of time, a lot of heartache, a lot of headache by thinking first. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is neglecting education. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Bro, I used to be the average YN. I was telling myself, bro, you don't have to read books. You don't, what do you need books for? You get what I'm saying? They got the internet. I'm gonna tell you something I learned and it really stuck with me. They put knowledge in books because they know we won't read them. It's that simple, bro. Yeah, you got access to all of this different stuff on the internet, but there are certain things that are written in those books that will never touch the web. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really got big on educating myself, bro. Don't neglect education. I'm gonna be honest with you. At the point to where you feel like you've learned too much, you've learned everything, the world is always adapting, the world is always moving forward, the world is always producing something new. It's something new being invented every day. So if you feel like you know everything and it's something new being made every day, you're gonna get left behind. So what I want y'all folks to understand is, bro, don't neglect learning, bro. Be open to education. Be open to learning, bro. Learn from whoever you can learn from, whether it be a homeless man on the corner.
I take that. I definitely take that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we're in school and we're sitting there listening to Yap, sometimes it does get hard. I will admit that. But me personally, I'm not this student who will sit there and just be average like everybody else and just nod off to sleep. Most of the time, when I have a boring class, I try to make it interesting by asking hella questions, and that shit works, bro. I literally just, you gotta think about it. The teacher's human too. Sometimes a teacher don't want to just sit there and yap in front of a class who's not participant and just yell all the time. I have multiple teachers who are good teachers who will stop the class, have a real conversation with me because I asked the questions that I was curious about instead of keeping it in. So he's definitely right on that part. And then yeah, even stuff like this is educational. I mean, picking up a book and read is not for everybody. I tried it. I don't think it's my thing, but I'm gonna keep on trying it just because like I want to stay open to stuff. But this is educational, bro. Like trying to build your mind and learn on your own timing is educational. But he's speaking facts.
Your teacher in your school, your mama, your father, whoever the case may be, if it's information worth learning, take it in. Because one thing I want you to understand is I got to where I'm at by realizing that you're never too old to learn a new trick, pick up a new skill, or learn something new. I'm gonna be honest. The reason why I'm able to elevate my business is because every opportunity for growth, I'm right there, ears and eyes open, ready to take in the information. Because at the end of the day, it used to be a point in time where I was telling myself, man, I know how to make 100K, gang, I'm good. Yeah, bro, but how you gonna learn how to make a meal if you convince yourself you know everything because you know how to make 100K? How you gonna make 10K if you told yourself I know how to make a band? So like I had to get into the mindset of if I want to be the biggest, most powerful person in the world, and I don't necessarily care about shit like that, but if I want to be financially free, you get what I'm saying? I need to have the knowledge and the skills to get there. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't see nobody with lack of education or who's financially illiterate out this bitch playing with them racks. I'm gonna be honest with you. So yeah, bro, don't neglect education. Education will take you far. I feel like you limit your opportunities and you limit the amount of stuff that'll be available for you just based off of what you know and who you know. So always be open to educating yourself. The next thing we're gonna talk about, child, is poor financial habits. Oh my God, bro. Probably one of the biggest ones. Like impulse really plays into poor financial decisions because a lot of us make poor financial decisions off of impulse. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I used to walk into the store. I was a collector of bullshit, bro. Like new Dior's come out. Who's to tell me that I don't need the new Dior's? I want them. I'm buying them. I got the bread. But that's where we mess up at. I got to the point to where now I'm older and I think about all of the stuff I spend my money on. I live life with no regrets. I'm gonna be honest. I got to where I'm at and I got the mindset I have right now off of fucking up money, off of going through certain situations in life and messing up. My failure made me into who I am now and really like molded me into a person that understands my situation. I understand life. I understand money, and I'm kind of cool with what I got going on now. I feel like if I didn't go through all the bad shit I went through, I wouldn't be able to appreciate and have gratitude for all the good shit. So I'm cool with messing up in life and going through crazy situations. But if I could have avoided those situations, I probably could have been a lot further ahead in life. So when it comes to poor financial habits, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Shit, we could just read everything at the top of the list.
Shit. And the way I think about it, bro, is like he making these videos right now. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what y'all thinking, but the way I see it is like it may not be at 1 million likes or 1 million views, and it may not be the top popping like popular video, but shit like this is gold. Like this is like making a book. You know what I'm saying? Because once people get past all the brain rot, dumb entertainment shit, and they start seeing shit like this, where it's like relatable, like people who will try to tell you and educate you on their mistakes to help you be better. It's like, bruh, you're literally like, I don't know. For me, it's just like, damn, like this is next level right here. Even though like I don't care about the likes and about all that stuff. It's the fact that someone who's doing good right now has taken time and realized that the best part about what I have is the fact that I need to give it to other people, whether they see it or not. So he might even see this, me saying this. If you do, I appreciate you, my nigga. I'm gonna use what you said and I'm gonna apply it to my life, and I'm gonna get there, and God's gonna help me.
And this will all lead to poor financial habits, substance abuse. If you're a druggie, you're gonna spend your money on drugs. It's kind of a no-brainer. So it's like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yo mental, the people you around, the way your mind is programmed will play a lot into your financial habits. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was hanging around a bunch of motherfuckers who had no goals, I spent my money on shit that had no purpose. It was partially me, but it was also partially my environment. I was doing what I seen. When it came to just like substance abuse, I'm watching everybody around me cope with drug shit. I was trying to be part of the party. I was doing the drugs too. You know what I'm saying? With the debt situation, I'm watching everybody around me buy Hellcats and buy all of these different cars and stuff. I'm watching people accumulate debt. I'm thinking that's the way to go. Like, let me get my Hellcat too. Impulsive decisions. Bro, I never learned to not buy stuff because I want to look good, or not buy things that I don't need. You get what I'm saying? Just buying stuff I want, being impulsive, bro. A lot of poor financial habits lead back to you not having the education, you not putting down the substances, the people you're around, you just not having the knowledge, bro. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Poor financial habits is what's gonna keep you from getting the financial freedom, but a lot of that plays into just you being mentally prepared, physically prepared for the world. So like I said, it's a lot of niggas who not gonna understand what I'm saying, but what I mean by that is, bro, once you where you need to be mentally and physically,
Nah, I understand exactly what you're saying, son. Because I'll be thinking it already. I'll be already knowing it. It's just that the fact that is, because I'm blessed with that God gifted mentality, and at one point it clicked for me. It's just now it's to the point where it's like I have to stay consistent with it, in it's to the point where like challenges are I have to avoid certain people and avoid certain things that the average person would want or that might seem cool, so I can keep my mental, because that's, to me, that's the most valuable thing I have is my mentality and my brain, and the power that I hold within myself. And I honestly don't have a problem with that, but it's a lot of distractions out there, and I just try to stay focused, and that's what I've been doing good of, and God's been helping me with that, and I'm grateful for that. So, hell yeah.
money will do the right thing. Your money is not gonna have a purpose when your mental is not where it needs to be and your physical is not where it needs to be. Because guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna cope. You're gonna do everything but what you need to be doing. So, like I said, bro, poor financial habits will hold you back is something that I wish I learned about early on. But learning about everything I told you about before we got to poor financial habits will help you make better decisions once you get money. Toxic relationships. Let's talk about that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would avoid toxic relationships at all costs, bro. Males, females, your girlfriend, your partners, bro. You have to keep that shit from around you. You only as big as what you're surrounded by. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're surrounded by people with lack of motivation, if you're surrounded by people who have no goals.
Hell yeah. At my age, I'm 17 years old. That's probably the hardest thing, because as I've grown, I've seen people stay at where they're at, and it's like, even though I've grown and seen people stay at where they're at, it's like I already built a connection with the people who I see, who I have to leave behind. And at the same time, it's like it's not that hard because I see what I have is like valuable, and I don't mind giving up that to get to where I want and need to get. But it's like at the same time, it's like damn, like there's people who you know what I'm saying, who's been real for me, been there for me since like for 4 years or 3 years, and now I realize that they built all the habits because it's like in this world, it's like or the America or wherever you live or where I live now, it's like an infection. So it's like a group of people who create other people to be like them and make bad habits and create and build these things. And there's like a small selection of people like me who understand how shit works and who are blessed by God to just and I have some real ones who have been infected by those people who are just average and just don't want to do nothing. And I have to cut those people off because it's like I don't want to ever be like that. And I have to distance myself more and more and more away from those people. And I've been trying to do it. And that's the part I was talking about. That's the only thing I have to, I don't know. It's hard for me to get everything out. I'm not trying to be too loud right now, but yeah. Get back into it.
If you're surrounded by people who wake up every day and do the same thing every day, we're creatures of habits. We're just like dogs. We're just like all these other animals, bro. Yeah, we have a little bit more smarts, supposedly. You get what I'm saying? We think we're the smartest beings in the world. But what I want you to understand is you only as big as what you're surrounded by. A shark can't outgrow its tank. So if you're inside this tank and this tank is little as hell and you're surrounded by a bunch of guppies, I'm gonna be honest, you could try to eat all the guppies around you, but once you ate all the guppies, you still in this little ass tank and there's nowhere else for you to go. You can't outgrow your situation. You can't outgrow your environment. If you want change, you might need to change. It might be the people around you. It might be where you at. It might be what you're used to seeing. But once you change your mindset, open your eyes, open yourself to new people, new situations, and new experiences, bro, you'll grow as a person. And I feel like a lot of times, bro, toxic relationships held me back. Relationships will hold you back because, bro, I'm going to be honest, if the relationship.
You and I were both lied to since childhood. We were told, since we were her age, that we had to save up cash to get started into real estate. In fact, I was told I had to go to school, I had to get a license, I had to do all of these things just to get my start in real estate. Corbin, do we have to go to school to get started in real estate?
My daddy didn't go to college.
That's right. Her daddy did not go to school or college, and her daddy does not have a real estate license, yet her dad owns 2,132 rentals all over the country. Not one time did I get a bank loan. Not one time did I use my credit. I didn't have to have a W-2 to do any of these things because I use Creative Finance. Creative Finance gave me the life of my dreams. I'm here in Montana at a property I bought with $1 down. No credit check on seller finance. You guys want to learn how to do this? You don't have to have a license. You don't have to have experience. You don't have to have cash or credit. You can get started right now and build the life of your dreams. The only thing keeping you from doing it is probably the fact that you haven't clicked on my case study. Corbin, what do they have to do to get to the case study? Click the link down below.
Smart man. He almost got me with that ad. That ad looked pretty real. But and then for me, bro,
it's the school stuff. Like I see so much shit. Like I understand in my mind, but it's like that shit just seems like a trickery. But I know God will put me down that path, and I know I'll find my way, the right way for me, and like open up. That's it's certain things where you have to take action for yourself, and there's certain things where you have to just walk the path and trust in God and the way of life that everything's gonna shift to what you manifest and what you build and what you work towards. And this is what I've been working towards. So I know that I'm gonna see it when I get there.
Relationship is toxic. Your female is not waking up, motivating you to get out of bed, pushing you to go do what you need to do with yourself. And
bless you.
My bad, y'all. But basically, like, your female is not doing what she needs to do to push you, to motivate yourself to get outside and go get money and go work and stuff like that. A lot of times when you're in toxic relationships, you're sitting around a person who's just going to let you do whatever. Even when it comes to friends and stuff like that. Bro, toxic relationships will hold you back. I have friends that don't want to see you become bigger than them. They don't want to see you go farther than them. And just based off of that alone, they will do everything in their power to keep you in the same situation, keep you in the same position because they don't want to see you do more than them. And I'm gonna be honest, that's why you gotta like watch the type of relationships you put yourself in because like bro, when you're around friends that want things for themselves, they gonna want you to be successful too, and they gonna feel some type of way when you not doing something because they feel like you holding them back. That's the type of people you need, people that hold you accountable, but you need people with goals in order for people to hold you accountable because if he don't want nothing for himself, he don't give a fuck what you doing.
I'm already knowing this nigga's like in watching these videos, they help and they teach me a lot. But at the same time, it's like it's a refresher and it's a reminder because I see this every day, and I just need like you know what I'm saying. There's literally people in my life who I try to encourage to do things who I notice are starting to become lazy as fuck, laying in bed all day, ordering hella DoorDash shit, buying clothes just because they want to look trendy, and I'm trying to convince them that it's like that. Now you can't say anything's right or wrong, but I'm trying to convince them that that's not going to lead to what you want or something good in the future. But they don't get it because they don't understand. Because I don't know. I guess we just don't have the same goal and the same path. And then I end up trying to cut them off, but it's like a lot of people are like I wouldn't say attached to me, but they're so used to my company that when I try to come off, they keep trying to call me back and keep trying to do all this and do all that. And it's gonna come to that point where you just have to cut them off. You like had to get more mature and get older and just be like, nah, I can't. We can be cool. I ain't got no problem with you, but you're not everywhere I want to be at. And that shit is like, yeah, bro. She's crazy. Crazy.
It's the same thing with females, bro. Like, if you in this toxic relationship, a beneficial, like a non-toxic relationship, you wake up every day ready to go out.
Right, that's on top of that, like, people don't take shit as serious as, like, they need to, bro. I be trying to tell people shit and they help them, but they don't want it. And it's like, you have to want it, bro. And I'm not gonna ever I'm not gonna surround myself with people who don't want it. That's why I'm trying to still cut this person off, even if I do fuck with them and they are a real one. But it's just like you don't want it. You don't want to you don't like. It's crazy, bro. What he's talking about is like certified yeah, bro.
You ready to get back home to your girl. You get what I'm saying? Like, it motivates you to do what you need to do throughout the day. Man, if you know you got to come home to this girl that's a nagger, whatever the case may be, like, put yourself around positive reinforcing relationships because it will push you towards your goals. If you're around toxic people in toxic relationships, it'll hold you back because toxic shit takes a lot of time. And I'm gonna be honest, bro, it takes time to get rich. It takes time to build a business. It takes time to build yourself. And if your time is full with toxic bullshit, you don't have a lot of time to think positive and really rebuild yourself towards this person that you're trying to be. So watch the type of people and situations you put yourself around because toxic relationships will definitely hold you back. They can negatively affect you mentally and emotionally, and this will affect where you end up being, how you end up being. So pay attention to that shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the reasons why it took me to get to where I'm at right now, and it took me to be 23 to have the mental I have right now, is because who I was around and what I was around, bro. I could have been where I'm at a lot farther. I just was in denial. I wasn't being real with myself. I wasn't willing to cut off certain things. And I'm gonna be honest, until I was willing to cut those certain things off, life was holding me back.
That's real, bro. So like the only thing with me is like when you say cut out, it's like I go to school with the people who I go to school with people who I feel like will hold me back every day, but I don't interact with them and I don't like it. But there's just one person who still like calls me, and I still answer every now and then because it's like, bro, that's my old that's been a real one. I'm not gonna completely ignore this person, but I think in order to cut them off and to completely excel, then that's what I have to do. But I don't like even talk to that person like that anyways, like that anymore. And I don't see how they're holding me back because I feel like I'm doing everything that I said I was gonna do and that I want to do. So I have to keep doing that. But eventually, I'm just gonna. The crazy part is I keep it real with myself and other people. So I told that person that it's like they wanted so much of my attention for some reason. Once I was in football season, I told them no, and they understood that because it's like I was on the grind. But then I told them after, I'm like, it's still no after football season because I'm still gonna be on the grind. I'm just not gonna be grinding in football. I'm gonna be grinding in the money and the educational stuff. And it's like they think I'm joking, and they think like, no, you have to. I'm like, they think it's a joke, but I'm dead ass serious. I will never talk to your ass again if you're not on the same goal and on the same level plane as me. Because it's like, why would I do that? Why would I hold myself back like that just because you want to sit here and talk on the phone and have pointless time because you're bored and because you got sucked up and infected by the rest of the general population. So that's just where I'm at in my little personal story. But enough, yeah. Let me just listen to him. Yeah. More listening, less talking.
Talk about overcommitting. I talk about this shit in a lot of different videos. A lot of y'all probably don't know what overcommitting is. It's basically just taking on too many responsibilities or too many activities. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Yeah, you want to do everything that you're capable of doing, but you gotta do it when it makes sense. A lot of times we overextend ourselves. Like we try to do 500,000 things at once, and I'm gonna be honest. You can't focus on 500 things at once. And it's better to focus on one thing, get the job completed, and go on to the next than be doing 500 tasks at one time and never get anything fucking done. Think about the scientist that works on one project and goes to the next project. He's actually getting his projects done. Think about the nigga who do 500 experiments at once. He never completes an experiment. So be the person that doesn't overcommit, because once you commit to so many different things, you have to understand time is something we can't get back. Time is also something that people are always working to get back. So I want you to understand that when time is the most valuable thing in this world, it's something that shouldn't be wasted. But when you overcommit, when you're committing yourself to multiple relationships, multiple people, multiple businesses, you wasting a lot of time, bro. Sometimes it's better to focus on one thing, or if you got money, bro, give this job to this person, pay this person to do this, pay for this software, this AI application to make your life more automated, because one of the biggest things that people are trying to buy back is time. If you can find a way to buy back your time, do it, because time is something that can't be replaced, and time is the most valuable thing in this world. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when the clock stops ticking, what happens to you? You're gone. Time should be your main focus, and how to keep time in your pocket, how to keep time in your hand, that should always be on your mind. So yeah, bro, don't overcommit and you'll be able to keep time in your pocket for sure. The next thing we're going to talk about is ignoring health. Bro, I'm dumb. I'm green. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I spent the first 2-3 years of being an entrepreneur, getting on social media, telling people, everybody be like, you're so skinny, bro. You look like you look like you don't eat. And I used to always argue with people and be like, bro, I do be eating. I'm gonna focus on gaining weight once I get a meal, bro. Like Drake wasn't swole before he got $1 million. Like these people wasn't working out before they got $1 million. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You only get one body. Ignoring your health is crazy, bro. If you aren't physically where you need to be, you can't mentally be where you need to be. If you're not having a correct diet, bro, I'm going to be honest, food affects how you think. It affects a lot of different things. So if you ignoring your physical health, eventually it's going to start affecting your mental health, and eventually it's going to get to the point to where you can't do anything. I was this person telling myself like, oh, bro, I'm going to be good. I'll start working out when I get around to it. I'm going to be honest, bro. I had to get myself out of that mindset, because I had to start realizing people my age, and I'm 23 years old, people my age are passing away every day due to things going on with their body, bro. Like, and yes, a lot of people dying from unnatural causes, but a lot of people are just passing away, bro. And I think the craziest thing to me is I was telling myself, oh, when I get my meals and I get my $1 million, that's when I'm gonna start working out. No, I need to be working out now, because first things first, I might not make it to see $1 million if I don't take care of my body right now. I had to really start thinking about that. Like, you might not see $1 million if you don't take care of your body right now. You only get one body, and if I tear this motherfucker apart, who cares about having money when I ain't even gonna be here to enjoy it, because I done tore myself apart. You get what I'm saying? So I had to start really focusing on working out and just really getting my physical health together, because once I started working out, it really changed how I start feeling mentally. I started having more energy throughout the day. I was able to think more properly. I think this is what also started pushing me not to want to smoke as much anymore. Like I'm like, damn, bro, like I feel better, I think clearer, and now it just makes me think about, like, if I didn't do weed, like if I didn't smoke, like how would I feel? I probably would be able to think a lot more properly, and I probably would have twice as much energy. I just think about how I feel right now just based off the fact that I work out, and I'm like, what if I work out and my body is completely clean? So yeah, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm able to do a lot more. I'm able to focus on a lot more. I'm able to accomplish a lot more because I have less distractions, and my body is physically just capable of more now. So like I said, bro, take care of your body, bro, and you taking care of your body will make you perform better, and you'll probably get to where you're trying to be a lot quicker. I can say that I probably would have been this 30-year-old millionaire fat as hell because I told myself I didn't need to work out. I didn't need to take care of my body. And who cares about having a meal if you can't enjoy it for real? Who cares about having a meal if your life expectancy is cut in half and you're not going to be here to see everything that you probably would have been able to see if you did take care of your body? So, bro, just work out, bro. Don't ignore your health, bro. I was a person that pushed off health issues for a year, and man, I could have been pushing off something that could have been killing me. You get what I'm saying? I was a person that kept telling myself I didn't need to work out, but who knew what working out would do for me? So, bro, take care of your health. You only got one body. It's a temple, and it's irreplaceable. And one thing I can say is this ain't GTA. You ain't got no lives. After you clock out, it ain't no checking back in. So one thing I would say is make sure you can stay here for as long as you can. And the best way to do that is by taking care of your body and watching out for your health. Don't ignore your health, bro. We're going to talk about underestimating legal responsibilities, because I did this myself, bro. Like, it's a lot of people who don't understand what contracts come with. It's a lot of people that don't understand, like, bro, being an adult is not easy. They don't teach us about taxes. They don't teach us about different documents, and they just don't teach you this stuff in school. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, like, you need to understand your legal responsibilities before becoming an adult. One thing I wish I would have understood before I was 21 is just like credit, bills, taxes, just like the fundamentals of money in general. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of us don't understand money. A lot of us don't understand what being an adult is. And I'm gonna be honest, being an adult is not easy, bro. It's probably like 50-50 the most awkward part of my life, but also the most enjoyable part. I think it's all about just me figuring out who I am and what I want to be and where I want to go with my life. But that's just part of the journey. But one thing I can say is, like, bro, I didn't understand how being an adult could be so stressful if you don't understand your financial responsibilities, bro. Bro, budget, save, and invest. Those are the three things that are going to keep you ahead in life. Budgeting, living below your means, you'll always have money. It's the niggas that live above their means that end up broke. It's the niggas that live right at their means that end up having a rainy day and now they can't afford it. Always live below your means, bro. If you're a millionaire, live like a nigga $100,000. If you're a nigga $100,000, live like a nigga with a couple $1,000s. And I promise you, you'll always have money. You'll live a way more financially free life, and it'll be cool. Budgeting. Next thing we're going to talk about is investing, bro. Invest your money, bro. Make your money make money for you. I never understood that shit. I was living play to play, dollar to dollar, video to video. Like, I had to work to make my money, but I'm going to be honest, gang. If you have to always be awake to see your money, if you have to always do something to make your money, how the fuck do you plan on retiring? And that was one of the craziest things for me, bro. I didn't have no plan on what I was going to do after social media. I'm not going to be famous for forever, bro. I mean, who knows? But you get what I'm saying? Like, you ain't guaranteed to be this celebrity for forever. You're not guaranteed to be making money off the internet for forever. Like, and my biggest thing is, like, if the internet stopped paying me today, and mind you, bro, the internet will never stop paying me. I've learned so much about the internet. I've learned so much about making money on the internet. It would be real hard for me to like fall out of the loop on making money on my phone, bro. Like virtual products, bro, affiliate marketing, content, like so many different ways to make money on your phone. Cryptocurrency, stocks, like I would be dumb not to make money from my phone. But like I said, I just think it's crazy to me to think about like it's just weird, bro. The financial freedom I have right now, I just think about like my responsibilities as a person, and I think about all the stuff that I went through getting to where I'm at, and like I said, I didn't know how long I was gonna be famous. Now, granted, these videos might still go viral for years to come. I highly doubt I see myself falling off, bro. I just like, even if I fell off of social media, I would still have money in real life. But I always see myself being this big person on the internet because regardless of how old I get, I feel like it's still knowledge to spread. I still feel like it's people that haven't seen or heard these videos that need to hear them. So I'ma always make content. I'ma always post, and I feel like that's gonna carry on my legacy and like give me a real good digital footprint. Like even if I leave this earth physically, I left such a crazy digital.
Oh shit. Can't lie. I just want to see the other stuff he be posting. Women need to hear this. Start now before it's too late. Cause that was the first video I saw of him. I don't watch this guy, but I just literally just clicked it. I was like, let me just hear it. I usually don't ever click shit. You'll see this when God, I don't fall for that. I mean, not fall for it, but I don't usually click it because it's like whatever. But um, I just decided to watch it like 2 days ago, and I was like, this nigga speaking facts. They lied about money, women. Hear this. You know, am not doing enough. This guy's talking about free game, free game, free game, free game. Full story, the truth. Type shit. How many videos? 100. Yo, YouTube be putting all the videos on there, bro. Oh, shorts, including this. Type shit. I gotta take notes. All right, so that's half the video. I mean, that's like more than half, but that's that part. I'm gonna probably end up watching more tomorrow or Thursday, whenever I have time. But that's really interesting, bro, because it's like I'm gonna be one of those guys someday who are older and who are well like experienced and wealthy and mentally good and blessed by God, and it's just like I'm here right now on the back end of it, receiving the knowledge and receiving the education, but soon enough it's gonna be me who's giving the education and giving it, and it's just so interesting. Like I don't know, let me take notes. So most of this stuff started like right now, I'm not like, I don't know. I want to do entertainment and like, what's it called? Because it's like, I feel like, I feel like when you do a side of both, or not both, but yeah, it's not hard for me to do both, but when you do like kind of both the genres, it's like your entertainment people, you didn't see that, nobody saw it. Your entertainment people are like, you could pull them into the educational stuff. So like, if people are watching you just to be entertained, that's when they can realize I don't want to just be entertained. I want to be like, yeah. So, but I'm definitely gonna make this into a video and post it. So, but yeah, that was good, man. And it's little stuff like that that you could do to help yourself and help your mentality. You don't have to just sit here and just be complacent and just be like, yeah, just educate yourself because you're the only one who could help you. Nobody else is here to save you, but type shit, type shit.